to the Back to Basics Weight Loss Surgery channel. I'm Dana, Ms. Dana Driss, and I'm your vlogger for today. So this is for Mind Week, and we've been asked to kind of go to the beginning of our weight loss surgery journey and answer some questions about it. So as just a mini recap, I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy on June 12th, 2012, and I had been overweight all my life, and I was 48 when I had surgery and had done a number of things to lose weight off and on over my life. And like many of us, had just kept creeping up and creeping up and creeping up. So really, I was kind of at my all-time high when I decided to have weight loss surgery. So the first question is, when did you decide to have weight loss surgery? I actually toyed with the idea of having weight loss surgery in like 1999 or 2000. And I went to several seminars at the time. I live in the Phoenix metropolitan area, and I went to probably 3 different seminars of different programs around the valley. And at that point in time, basically, you had lap band choice, and you had gastric bypass, Roux-en-Y, and I think a few people did DS still then. And everything was done open. Nothing was done laparoscopically. And I went to, like I said, several seminars, and quite frankly, scared the hell out of me. I was really scared of the major surgery. I really was kind of scared of the procedure itself. At that time, they were really saying, you know, you have to give up things like hamburger meat for the rest of your life. And I mean, I knew sugars and dumping and things like that, but it really scared me, and I walked away from that and actually did another program where I called it the no-no diet at the time. It was kind of a modified high-protein program here where I paid a whole lot of money and lost weight, and through that I got down to like 175, and I was at 175 for maybe 2 weeks, and then, you know, immediately you start eating back, quote, normal stuff, it goes back. And so, you know, fast forward 10, 11 years, I had really not thought about weight loss surgery. I had done a couple of things over the course of that 10, 12 years and watched my weight go down and up and down and up, you know, like it does. So in probably the early fall of 2011, there was a girl at work who had been quite heavy, and she was dropping a lot of weight, and I noticed that. And I stopped her one day and said, "You look fabulous. What did you do? Or what are you doing?" And she said, "I had weight loss surgery." And I said, "Oh, you had to get a bypass?" And she said, "No, I had this procedure called the vertical sleeve gastrectomy." And she proceeded to tell me about the procedure, and I went, "Ah, wow, okay, this sounds like something I'm interested in." And so I immediately started researching on the web, and, you know, I knew it was covered with my insurance because she worked here, but I started doing some more investigation, my insurance, and set up a consult with my surgeon in early 2012. So, you know, come November, late November, early December, I think I had made my appointment, and so I was like, really, like, this sounds wonderful, and while I hadn't made a final decision, you know, I was really close. It seemed to be the procedure that I was looking for. So I didn't make my final decision until, you know, after I went to kind of the organized seminar and after I had the consult with my surgeon. Actually, I think I even went to the organized seminar maybe before the end of the year, so maybe late in 2011. My husband did go to me with that seminar. I had asked him to go with me. He was not supportive when I had looked at doing surgery, way back, and he was a little more supportive, but his words to me were something like, okay, I understand, and this is your decision. I'll just tell you, I wouldn't cut myself to lose weight, but it's ultimately your decision, and I'll support you. And he learned enough, I think, about that seminar that eased his fears somewhat. So I didn't make my final decision, of course, until after I met with my surgeon on my initial consult, which was January 2012. What had I thought of weight loss surgery before making the decision? That it was extreme. It was the final last resort, and it was extreme, and I had to be really prepared to make long-term, lifetime behavior changes. I knew that in 1999, and that's why I walked away from it. I wasn't ready. I knew that in 2012. The reason that I really changed, the difference between, that 12 years was, number one, they had made significant changes to the procedures. Even RNYs, they were doing laparoscopically, but I liked the laparoscopic. I liked the whole VSG procedure. I did not, one of the things that had scared me about the RNY was the rerouting the plumbing and the malabsorption issues. All along I've said I want to be able to eat anything I want, just in limited quantities. I wanted a tool to help me, and so, the difference in the technology over the number of years is really what made the difference. The other thing is, I had tried and gained and lost weight, over that cycle of years. 2 major weight loss programs where I, dropped 70, 80, 90 pounds. And then gained it back. So had kept doing this, and realized that I am trying to do this. And on my own, it's not helping, and really I was at my wit's end. I had gotten to almost 300 pounds, like 298 and change or something like that. I looked at that number and went, there is no way in hell I want you to go over that number. So it was kind of a last resort ditch effort for me. How did I find my surgeon? My insurance, for it to be covered, you have to go to a bariatric center of excellence, a COE, and there was one COE at Banner Gateway Hospital here in Arizona, where I live. It's in the East Valley. Actually, I think there are other COEs in other parts of the valley, but this was the one that was closest to me. So literally I said, this is the program I would have to go to. They had 3 or 4 surgeons, and I said, who's got an availability on a date? And then, of course, yes, I checked him out. I did, searches and stuff. I think I may have even gotten 1 or 2 references of patients that I called, I think. So that really, was the reason. And then I met him, and it was fine. I liked him enough. I work with physicians, and so they're all interesting. To be a physician, you have to have a certain personality type, I think. And this surgeon was not a touchy-feely kind of surgeon, but I didn't necessarily expect that. The program was well balanced. In the fact that they had nutritionists, they had exercise physiologists, they had support groups, all that sort of stuff, and that's what they have to have a center of excellence. I will say that I've had very little interaction with my surgeon since surgery. I'm 18 months out, and I've seen him maybe once in the 18 months in appointments. Now, I see him in support groups. He'll drop in and answer questions or things like that, but as far as appointments, my follow-up appointments are with physician assistants and the nutritionist people. So this program is not one necessarily that you continue to see the surgeon over and over again unless you're having problems. So Let's see. I think I've answered a lot of these questions. Okay, this is the final one that I think is most interesting. Did you want a physical transformation only, or were you looking to transform your life? Well, I was looking for a physical transformation. I really was. I didn't want to be fat anymore. I was happy. I had and continue to have a happy marriage. Our kids are grown. You know, they have some challenges, but they're their challenges. They're not my challenges anymore. I have a good job. I have, you know, we own our home, and you know, I was really happy in life except for my physical body. I've always been fairly confident. I have, you know, probably done some things to overcompensate for being heavy by pushing myself harder and professionally and doing things. So I wanted a physical transformation. Now, I knew that with the physical in order for the physical transformation to occur, that I was going to have to make some behavioral changes, and that I was going to have to change how I ate and how I moved my body. I knew that. I don't know that I stopped to say that means you're going to have to change your relationship with food. I don't think that I stopped to realize that that's going to have to take a way more mental journey beyond the fact that you're going to have to change your behaviors and digging into somewhat. Yes, I know that you have to dig into why you eat to some extent in order to do that. But I wasn't really looking for any deeper level of transformation. I wasn't looking for to re-energize my spirit or, you know, make big connections with communities, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, it was really about the physical transformation to me, and the health, you know, the health transformation, the physical body and the health body that goes along with it. And I knew that there were things that I had to do to make that happen. So I've experienced way more of a different kind of transformation than I ever thought it would be. And I think part of that is we are physical beings, but yet so much of our body drives our mind, and so much of our mind drives our body. And so what's happened is, yes, I have transformed in a different way than I expected. It wasn't necessarily a goal. I think there's some good things out because of that. So, and then of course, the transformation of my interactions with the world at large has really changed. And the day-to-day people that I see eyeball to eyeball, and then the virtual kinds of communications and relationships that I have. So while I wasn't seeking that stuff, it's all wonderful, unexpected benefits. So that's a little bit about me and kind of the background and why I picked what I picked, you know, and how I got here. This has been a wonderful journey for me. It is more than I ever thought it would be, and that means more positive. It also means more difficult to some extent than I ever thought it would be, because of the deeper level of stuff that goes on. You know, you can change the mechanics of the body by taking a part out, but there's way more to it than that. So have a great day. I hope this helps someone. If you have questions, put them in the comments. Love to see them. I read every comment. It's sometimes hard for me to put them back in under the account, but we definitely appreciate comments and ideas, and we'd love to hear from you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.